See, we're being guided right now, basically into a position of ultimate submission. And that's what they're fighting against. And if you can't see that, then don't agree with what I have to say. But this goes way back before any of the past 3 years it even happened. See, a human being is born into a family. That family is already raised to the exact system that that child is about to go through. So that child begins to learn the world from their parents who've already been through the system. The parents, for some reason, think that there are things wrong with the child when they are defiant to the inculcated ideas that the parents have about what society is supposed to be like and what your behavior is supposed to be like. So what they do then is they teach you what they believe is right. And that's all any of us can do, is do what we think is the right thing to do. Doesn't matter what side of the penny you're on, you can only do what you believe is right. So the parents begin to raise this child the way that they think is the correct way to raise the child. Now the child at 4 years old, I'd like to ask you, what do you think you're capable of at 4? You're capable of quite a lot more than people would have you believe. But let's just say for the general perception of a child of 4 years old, why do you think that they're submitting you into a government-run educational system at 4? You don't know anything. But the government takes your children and they start to train them to become employees. You go through the school system for what reason? To educate yourself? I don't consider that education whatsoever. How is it education if all it does at the end of it is teach you to become an employee? It doesn't teach you about how to operate this body that you have. It doesn't teach you how to operate this consciousness that you have. It doesn't teach you about what this reality really is. It doesn't really teach you how to ask questions. It doesn't even teach you how to think. The system teaches you how to behave in a certain way. The system teaches you how to follow rules. The system teaches you fear at the sight or the conflict of an authoritarian figure. It's the same throughout the entire time that you go up until the point that you get a job. You have a boss, right? That's your teacher from school. That's the same position. And the entire world is structured in the same way. So look, that kid goes through the system. They work their 9-to-5 job for 45 years. Maybe they break off. Maybe they go and do what they actually want to do with their life. They become wildly successful. But the majority of people are going to go and follow that 9-to-5, retire after 45, 60 years of work, and then live the rest of their lives until the day that they die. Do you really think that this is the way the society is meant to be? Why aren't we trying to grow ourselves as a humanity to the highest possibility of what we could be? People, this is what you're failing to look at. Even before the past 3 years, the world was in shambles, obviously. It's not supposed to be the way that it is now. We're not supposed to just teach kids to become employees. We're supposed to teach them the limitless potential that they are. But we've completely forgotten what that is for ourselves.